Hey there, let's cover the final exam review. This is going to take a few videos. The other thing I want you to focus on is if you have not done so already, please go back and watch exam review videos or exam overview videos. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I have got the fourth one out as well. Before you even think about doing the review, hopefully you've already done so. You need to go lay down. So let's go ahead and get started because I'm not going to be able to hit as much information with this as I did in the first 4 exam overview videos. But please use those as well as this video to support you in preparing for the exam. All right, given the quadratic function, does it open up or down? Well, if you notice a, so if this was written in ax squared plus bx plus c, the a is positive, so therefore it's a quadratic that opens up. The axis of symmetry, well, we can use that to find our x value for our vertex. So x is equal to negative b over 2a. This is given to you. If you'll go notice, I put in Brightspace the final exam page 1 provided on the final. This is on there. Not everything you need is on that first page. So anything you're missing from that first page, make sure it's on your note card if you need it for this review or any of the other exams. All right, so axis of symmetry is negative b, so negative 3 over 2 times a, which is positive 3 halves. Now, the other way you can do this is 3 halves, or you could use 1.5, unless the y value, once you find it for the vertex, so you're going to either use negative 3 halves or you're going to use negative 1.5. If you use negative 1.5 and you get something that's a fraction that does not have a terminal ending to where it continues on and on, you must use the fraction and not the decimal. Okay. Let's find our y value for our vertex, and that's taking the original function and shoving in negative. Oh, it's not negative, it's positive. I don't know why I thought it was negative. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, it's positive. Negative and negative is a positive. So f of 1.5, let's try that and see if it works and gives us something nice and easy to deal with. 1.5 squared minus 3 times 1.5 plus 2. I'm just going to shove that in my calculator real quick. 1.5 squared minus 3 times 1.5 plus 2. Oh, fantastic. So negative 0.25. Or you've gotten a negative 1/4 over here. All right, I'm going to just keep this as my vertex going forward. The y-intercept is going to be where the f of 0, where x is 0. So 0 squared minus 3 times 0 plus 2 is just 2. So 0, 2. My x-intercepts are taking my quadratic, x squared minus 3x plus 2, setting it equal to 0. I'm just going to do a factor real quick. X, 2, 1. They're both going to have to be negative. So x minus 2 equal to 0 and x minus 1 equal to 0. Add 2 to both sides. X is equal to 2. Add 1 to both sides. X is equal to 1. So my x-intercepts, or my zeros, are 2, 0 and 1, 0. All right, what else? Domain for quadratics always the same, negative infinity to infinity. The range, however, is the y value, negative 1/4, and because I put it in the over here to the left because my quadratic is opening up, so it's going towards positive infinity. All right, what's next? Factoring and solving. So what do these 3 have in common? That's the first thing I would look at. If you haven't done that, pause the video and attempt this yourself first, if that little hint helped you. All right, so I can factor out a 3x. That leaves me with x squared minus 5x minus 6 equals 0. I'm going to factor the trinomial. x and x. Let's see, it's going to be either 6 and 1 or 3 and 2. It's going to have to be 6 and 1 because 3 and 2, it's not going to be able to be added together because I need a negative and a positive. Now I take each of these terms and set them equal to 0 and solve for x. Divide both sides by 3. X is equal to 0. Add 6 to both sides. X is equal to 6. Subtract 1 from both sides. X is equal to negative 1. Alright, let's go to the next one. The common denominator, if we were to look at this, would be 3x. So what I'm going to do to get rid of the fractions altogether is multiply every single term by 3x. All right, our x is reduced. We're left with 3 times 1. Our 3 is reduced. We're left with x times 2. And 3 times 5 is 15, and don't forget your x. So this becomes 3 minus 2x is equal to 15x. I'm going to move my x's to the same side and divide both sides by 17. So x is equal to 3/17. Right. Negative 2x squared plus 5x plus 4. This is a quadratic, just looking to happen. So a equals negative 2, b equals 5, and c equals 4. This is given to you in on your final exam, already provided. So x equals negative b, so negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 5 squared minus 4a c, all that over 2 times a. I'm going to bring this up here as I clean it up. Negative 5 plus or minus the square root, 25. 16 times 2 is 32. Negative 4. 57. You know what? I would actually accept that right there because, I mean, what else are you going to do? The only other thing you can do is break it up. You'll have some negative 5 plus square root of 57 over negative 4 and negative 5 minus square root of 57 over negative 4. You can put it in the calculator, but honestly, this is 2 answers right there. All right. This guy, do not ignore the absolute value symbols. Those are not parentheses, okay? So the first thing I need to do is get that absolute value of that binomial all by itself on one side. So I'm going to get rid of the negative 1 first. I'm going to add 1 to both sides. If I can help write plus 1. And then I get 2 absolute value of 3x minus 1. Do not distribute that 2. I know a lot of you do like to do that. It's wrong. It's so wrong. Please don't do that. You're going to have the wrong answer. Divide both sides by 2, and you get 3x minus 1 is equal to 4. Okay. Now is when we can get rid of the absolute value sign, not a moment before. We can't do it until it's all by itself on one side with nothing else attached, and do not distribute anything into it. Okay, so to get rid of that absolute value sign, we can go 3x minus 1 equals 4, and 3x minus 1 is equal to negative 4. This is how we do it. We're going to have to break these in half. There's going to be 2 answers. We're going to add 1 to both sides. 3x is equal to 5. Divide both sides by 3. So x is equal to 5/3. Add 1 to both sides. 3x is equal to negative 3. Divide both sides by 3. And x is equal to negative 1. Those are your 2 answers. Alright, I'm going to do these 2. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pause the video. I'll come back and do it in the next one. See you in the next video.